So the belt drive car version 2, we're going to now add the wheels to the frame. We're going to start by checking that our dowels actually fit the couplings. So some dowels will come a little thicker than others, and sometimes you need to drill out the holes in the couplings and sometimes in the big pulley just to get them to fit. It might be too big of a or too tight of a fit, which leads to broken dowels. So I'm just using an 1/8 inch drill bit there to make those fit a little bit better. You won't always have to do that. But we're going to start out by cutting the straws to fit onto the frame. These will act as bearings. The axles, the wooden dowels will fit inside of those straws so that they can spin. Adding a little bit of hot glue just to get the straw stuck on there. And then I'm going to add hot glue over the top of the straw to kind of create a bracket over the straw. Here's a close-up view of it. Try not to get glue around the edges of the straw either. That'll inhibit the spin of the axle. Here I'm going to add the straw to the front part for the front wheels, and this goes right on the very front of that. Same thing, I'm adding glue around the straw just to sort of bracket it in there, hold it a little bit better. Now these laser cut wheels, the holes are a little small for the dowel, so you just got to punch them through a little bit. We're going to use a coupling, glue the flat side with just a little bit of the dowel sticking out. Once I glue the cardboard wheel to the coupling, just a little bit of that dowel is sticking out. Then I'm going to glue a little extra to that. All that glue on the coupling and the dowel hold that wheel together really nicely. Then we can stick it through the axle so that most of the, through the straw so that most of the axle is sticking out the other side. Add a coupling and a wheel to the other side and glue it in the same way. Glue the flat side of the coupling, move the wheel on top of that. Just make sure you got enough room there so that it's not too tight to the straw. We want to make sure everything spins nicely, so keep testing that. And we can cut the dowel off using our snips, add glue to the end, and then we have the front wheels glued on pretty nicely. Now we're going to get started with the back wheel. So we're going to make sure that the dowel fits through all the wheels. We've got a little bit of trickery to do here first. So we're going to use one of the couplings, same thing, glue the flat side, slide a cardboard wheel over the top of that. Then add a fair amount of glue to that cardboard wheel and add a second one. These are the back wheels. We want that to look a little bit thicker. Just makes it look a little more, like a racing car. After that, we can add glue to the dowel. If the dowel seems a little long, we can always cut that off too. But now we're going to add the pulley before we do anything else. And I'm adding glue to the axle and then sliding the pulley over it. We don't want glue on the other side of the pulley. Notice we have the long part of the pulley facing the coupling, not the short side of the pulley. Then we'll slide that whole apparatus through the straw for the back wheels. And then we're going to slide on the coupling, and then we're going to do this just the same way that we did the front wheels. Slide it on, add glue to the flat side, glue one of the wheels in place, make sure it spins, make sure you have enough space so that it spins freely. Add more glue to the first wheel and then slide the second wheel over that. Make sure that's nice and secure, make sure everything spins nicely, cut the excess dowel off, and then add glue to the outside of the wheel. Make sure you're hitting pause if you're losing your place in this video. I don't expect you to keep up at 4 times the speed. So now we can clip the front wheels to the frame holding the back wheels, and we've got a working vehicle. Notice that I can change the clip that holds the front wheels so that I can make the car go in a curve. This is what it's going to look like finished. Now we can move on to doing the circuit.